First at noon, we begin with another Bardstown Road business forced to shut down after large crowds took over parts of the street 2 weekends in a row. It's something Mayor Craig Greenberg told us was on the table as the city addresses safety in the Highlands neighborhood. On Tuesday, Friends Hookah Cafe was ordered to close after a routine inspection found it was operating with an expired license. And today we found this sign posted on the front door saying the business will be closed until Friday. Greenberg said the business was told to stay closed until the issue was fixed. And more action today after the Bardstown Road issues. 2 women were arrested for fighting last weekend, and today they appeared in court. LMPD arrested 22-year-old Antivia Brown and 20-year-old Jakaya Snizer early on Sunday morning. They say the women were part of the fights that broke out in a chaotic late-night scene on Bardstown Road. A teenager was also arrested. Both women are charged with disorderly conduct. In court today, Brown was appointed a public defender, and the judge released her without bond. She's due back in court in June. We are currently waiting for information on Snizer's day in court. Of course, now all eyes are on city leaders, with people who live in the Highlands neighborhood wondering what will be done to stop the late-night scene from getting out of control. Senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez took that question to the chief of police.
Chaos spilling out onto Bardstown Road in the Highlands was dangerous and cannot happen again this coming weekend, says Tion Wyatt.
When you have the drinking, the emotions, the guns, the cars, the burnouts, it's so much.
He saw the mess in person. Dozens of people, including kids, some fighting, along the popular bar scene after midnight Sunday. 3 arrests, including a 16-year-old.
Why did this happen? Get it out of here. Solutions, you know what I mean, man?
Police Chief Paul Humphrey tells me LMPD will have a bigger presence earlier in the night this coming weekend.
People can't follow the rules. If people can't get right, then we'll either send them home or we'll send them to jail.
For a second day in a row, Mayor Craig Greenberg making a point to say he's proud of closing 3 bars along Bardstown Road in the past year that, in his words, weren't following the rules.
We will continue to do that as long as it takes.
Could we see more closures?
Stay tuned.
Not ruling it out.
Not ruling it out. I'm not ruling out additional enforcement efforts against businesses that are not complying with the laws.
Highlands Tap Room Grill has voluntarily chosen to close at 2 a.m. instead of 4 a.m. now.
I don't think the bar should be open till 4 a.m. I do agree with that.
The city also plans to tow cars parked illegally in businesses' parking lots, like this one at the Taco Bell.
They're trashing it. Bean burritos, bottles all over the floor. I saw employees cleaning glass.
It's their property, and we're working to get trespass waivers from them so that if there are people who don't have permission with their cars, we can tow them.
The mayor says he's meeting with business owners again this Thursday to get ready for the entire summer.
How do we prevent this again?
Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS11 on your side.
More news now right here at noon. Police are investigating after more than 20 gunshots were fired in one Louisville neighborhood last night, leaving 1 man hurt. Officers were called to West Galbert right around 10:30, where they found a man who was shot in the stomach. LMPD said investigators found the actual shooting happened blocks away on Olive Street, where a shot spotter detected more than 20 rounds. The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. No arrests have been made in this case, but police are working it. If you'd like to call in a tip, call 574-LMPD. Police are also asking for your help in finding this man, Demetrius Hebert, a Louisville resident accused of killing his girlfriend's puppy. Police say Hebert grabbed the puppy during an argument and threw it across the room. Police rushed the dog to the Shively Animal Hospital, but it did not survive. Hebert has a warrant for felony dog torture. If you know where he is, call that number, 574-LMPD. A Kentucky sheriff is facing criminal charges but says he will run to keep his job. Nelson County Sheriff Raymond Penaroa announced his re-election campaign on social media this week. He's accused of knowing his chief deputy was selling cars from the impound warehouse but not doing anything about it. Penaroa, who is still the sheriff, pleaded not guilty in March to charges including abuse of public trust and official misconduct. His next court appearance is set for June 16th. And an Indiana lawmaker has officially been charged for a DUI that happened in January. According to court documents, State Senator Mike Bohachek from northern Indiana is charged with operating a vehicle under the influence and endangering another person. The charges weren't officially filed until months later, after the incident, because of an Indiana law that allows lawmakers immunity while they're in the legislative session. Now that the session's over, that representative is facing misdemeanor charges. And happening today, a former Bardstown teacher charged with sexual abuse of students is expected to plead guilty. In March of 2023, Jeremy Dale was charged with sexual abuse and harassment with physical contact. Court documents say Dale was a teacher and assistant football coach at Bardstown High School when he showed a child's sexual content on multiple occasions and harassed other students. He will appear in court less than an hour from now. That is scheduled for 1 this afternoon. Checking in with meteorologist Matt Breland now, as we are starting to feel some of that summer heat, Matt.
Absolutely. You know, we've been in a warmer trend as this day has been going on. We're continuing to stay that way as we head later on into our afternoon time. Okay. Looks like we're going to continue to keep this haze in our skies. As we head later on into our day, we're going to see these temperatures continue to rise up. We'll be at 84 degrees currently right now in downtown Louisville, but breezy as well. Winds out of the southwest at 15 miles per hour, gusting close to 25 miles per hour for us. And temperatures for the rest of us just outside the city, we're at 82 near Bowman Field, 83 Fern Creek, 84 for you folks near Sellersburg. We've got 81 Bedford, 83 near Seymour, and 82 for you guys there in Elizabethtown. Later on into the day, you can expect these clouds that we're seeing farther off towards our west start to arrive into our skies. As of right now, we're seeing that sunshine, but clusters of showers and storms starting to develop just towards our west near St. Louis. That's going to head our direction as we go into the later parts of our afternoon time. Some of those storms are going to really just trace across portions of central Indiana. We're expected to stay mostly quiet until we see those storms arrive later on into our evening hours. We're going to see more clouds arrive closer towards 6 p.m. and as we enter the later parts of the day, those showers and storms are going to start arriving closer towards southern Indiana, likely near midnight is whenever we'll start seeing that activity arrive with us. So clouds will be increasing gradually as we go later on into our day. We've got those temperatures reaching the upper 80s for us, which is a few degrees above where we typically are for this time of the year. But temperatures are going to make their way farther back down into the lower 80s later into this week after these rain showers. We'll have all the details about that coming up here in just a few short minutes. Shay?
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, a step forward in plans to make part of Louisville more walkable. City leaders are temporarily handing control of a section of 2nd Street to the state. The Planning and Zoning Committee approved that resolution last night, saying the state's Department of Transportation needs to ensure the integrity of the new routes.
This is related to the two-way conversion of 2nd and 3rd Street, and this is a necessary and important part of that project.
The move is part of a larger plan to convert sections of 2nd and 3rd Streets into two-way roads to make the area safer for pedestrians. The University of Louisville is working on a project that will remove the portion of 2nd Street that you see highlighted right here and combine it with 3rd Street. The ordinance now heads to the full Metro Council for final approval.